Do women not look better with makeup on?
Some women do, yes.
What is wrong with someone wanting to look better? Is there something wrong in me applying cream to my knees that will make me taller?
Yes.
And if there's something wrong, I want to understand, why is that wrong?
If I was raising up daughters, as long as they're under my roof, I would be like, no makeup.
Oh, I'm surrounded by more. Here's another podcast. A Christian podcast talking about makeup. We've heard it all before, blah, 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 blah. Why does it even matter? Well, I'll tell you why it matters. Because there are actually young Christians who are actually asking this question. Not even young Christians, just Christians in general, who are actually asking this question. Because some people have just never thought about it. Some people have thought about it and are still quite interested. Some people are just asking the question. So it matters because people are asking the question. Right? So that's why it matters. That's why we're having the discussion. So this week's topic then is about makeup and the Christian person. So shall we start with poll of the week?
Yay.
Poll of the week.
Let's start with poll of the week. So
Poll of the week.
when women were asked or were
I thought you were
polled.
going to say wingmen.
Women. Women were asked, were polled, and they were asked to declare the reasons as to why they wear makeup. Mm-hmm. Now, most of them, well, 49% of them chose the top answer. Mm-hmm. The second answer had 34% of both votes. Mm-hmm. The third answer had 30% of votes. My question to you, offbeat POV, is what do you think the top 3 answers or reasons women gave for wearing makeup is or are?
Confidence.
Okay, so let's start with the top one. So the top one, no, actually.
Confidence.
Let's be a bit different and do it different. Let's start with the third answer. So the third answer, 30% of women voted for. What do you think the third answer was?
To get compliments.
To get compliments, okay, that's what Fatsani says.
It's a trend. Everybody does it.
It's a trend, everybody does it.
Everybody does it.
Okay. The next answer had 34 votes, whatever. What do you think that answer was?
Makes them feel nice.
Makes them feel nice, Fatsani.
Cover up their black spots.
Cover up their black spots or to say blemishes.
Blemishes
Cover
on
up
the
blemishes
face.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. And the top answer for the 9%, Fatsani?
Boost confidence.
Confidence boost.
Makes them look pretty.
Makes them look pretty. Okay. All right. Well, I can tell you that in third place, 30% of women said they wear makeup to cover blemishes.
Oh, snap. That was my second option.
34% said to enhance features,
Oh, that was
which
another one
nobody
technique,
gave.
isn't it?
Nobody gave that answer.
No, I said
No, you said cover blemishes and black spots.
no. My first one was to make them pretty. Makes me pretty. Isn't that the same thing?
Is that the same as enhancing
No.
features? I don't think so.
Wouldn't you?
No, I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Because, you could enhance your feature of... I guess the intention is so that they're prettier.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between doing it to enhance your features and doing it in order to look pretty. One could argue, but doesn't matter. That's not the point of the conversation. So number one, 49% of the people, Fatsan is absolutely correct, for a confidence boost.
Okay.
And in a separate poll, 91% of women actually said for a confidence boost. So they wear makeup for a confidence boost. So, Fatsani, you're going to act as the expert matter in this subject, since you're the only person on this panel that actually uses makeup or, utilizes makeup. So you're going to act as the expert panel, right? So I'm interested because you gave the answer of confidence boost.
So clearly you know your stuff.
Why?
As the expert, I should.
So actually you just validated yourself right there. If you have gotten it wrong.
Yeah.
So let's defer to you first and foremost then. So you got the answer right. You got the top answer right. And I guess my question is that why you wear makeup or what? Discuss.
Ooh, talk about personal.
I don't know if that's why I wear makeup.
Are you wearing makeup right now?
No,
Sorry.
I don't.
God.
To be fair, I rarely wear makeup.
Okay.
I think I wear makeup for mostly special occasions, but even then I dread the thought because an hour just putting stuff on your face that you're gonna wash off later now that or maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if that's the reason I wear makeup, but definitely I would say once I have makeup on, I do feel more confident.
Why do you suppose that is?
It's probably a mixture of things. Firstly, probably just society has embedded somewhere in there along the line that when you've got makeup on, you're at your prettiest. So therefore, I'm already in that state that, you know what, at this point I'm pretty. I've got makeup on, so therefore I'm pretty. Therefore, that naturally boosts your confidence. Secondly, I feel like you get a different. Well, I've personally gotten a different level of attention from male counterparts with makeup on as opposed to without makeup on, with my glasses on, that kind of thing. So it almost confirms, almost like what's that thing?
Confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias validates my thoughts already. So whether that's just because I'm looking out for that attention, I don't know, because I've got makeup on, therefore I'm like, okay, am I getting the attention that this makeup deserves? So maybe I notice it, you know, like sometimes when you see something, let's say your uncle buys a red Zafira, and now you see red Zafiras everywhere. Maybe it's that kind of effect, but definitely I would say I've received more attention with makeup on my face as opposed to my daily natural state, which is this, by the way.
Okay, all right. Pronic thoughts?
Oh, so many thoughts. Too many thoughts.
What's your experience of wearing makeup?
Well, I do it to look pretty. I don't know where to start. First of all, I'm gonna agree with what she's saying. That unfortunately, that is the case for most women. Right now, I would argue with a woman that says, "Oh no, that's not the case for me." I think for me, it's what society.
What is the case for most women? Just clarify that.
Okay. For most women, the case is that they wear makeup, or wearing makeup makes them feel confident, and they do get the attraction from male or even other females. Be like, "Oh wow, you look really nice." Yeah. I believe that's the case because of what the society has done, right? Because or rather because of what has happened in the society. You see, so that's why I'm saying that I have a lot to say on the subject. But to start with, from that point, you know, unfortunately, that is what you're gonna get. You know, if a woman puts on makeup, the chances are they're gonna stand out. You know, the chances are guys are gonna be like, "Oh wow, you look nice." You know, other females are gonna be like, "Oh wow, you look nice." "Oh wow, I really like your makeup." "Oh, I really like that." But that's because we are all dancing in a pool of death, basically. That's because
that escalated.
Very quickly.
No, that's
we literally went, wait.
No, that's we're not discounting it. You just have to
Yes.
You
just have to support.
lead us on the
you have to
journey.
support the statement thoroughly.
Yes, no, that's because the environment or society that we have created is encouraging the wrong things.
And what are the wrong things?
So basically, the society has told us that women, like what you're saying with makeup, are more attractive, right? So now...
So let me ask you a question. In your experience, are women with makeup not more attractive?
In my experience, and I'm going to be brutally honest here, right? We live in a society where we know what is beautiful and what is not beautiful, right? So I'll give you an example. Fair skin can be concluded as some form of beauty. Yeah. If you measure that against a skin that's got black spots, bumps, cracks, and so on and so forth, there's a clear difference there. So if there was a girl that had cracks, whatnot, and then she's put makeup on, you know, definitely I would say yes, there's a difference. So definitely I would say yes, actually, with that makeup on, you look better because I'm not seeing the cracks.
I feel like you're skirting the question.
No, I've answered it directly. What was your question?
No. My question was, do women not look better with makeup on?
Yeah, so my answer is that some women do, yes. Some women do look better with makeup on, yes.
Okay, so what is wrong with someone wanting to look better?
Okay, so for me, it goes to confidence thing.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
goes to a confidence thing. It goes to a self-esteem thing. It goes to acceptance. And as Christians, I believe that's very important. I'll give myself an example. Side note, I'm a very short guy, right? I'm not the average height, right? Now, as a man, that has presented certain challenges and certain situations where I don't feel confident, I don't feel comfortable, with that. For example, I never used to like going clubbing because the minute you go to club, before I was a Christian. Hypothetically speaking, if I went there, girls who adorn themselves, and one thing that was always present was always high heels. Yeah. So for me, that was like I'm starting with 3 arms tied behind my back, basically. I'm not going to win that game. Yeah. But what I needed to do and what I did was I had to accept who I am and how I am. Yeah. I'm a short guy, full stop. So that's what I mean. That's the problem for me. It's because we have taught, so we are basically teaching our girls that are growing up, teaching women that, have got certain things that they don't like about them, shaming that basically,
All right. So let me ask you a question. I think you gave a very good example of the height issue, right? So if there was a pill that you could take to make you taller.
There's a surgery now. You can get inches added to your
Yeah,
knees.
yeah, but surgery is a different ballgame. I'm talking about say something or cream. Yeah, let's make it even simpler. Let's say you could buy a cream.
Where
right?
exactly are you rubbing this cream to get taller?
On your knees. Listen, that's how people know. What's wrong with you? That's what
we know where it went wrong. We know where it went wrong. These damn knees.
Oh, God,
Right.
okay.
Let's say you could get a cream, right? Let's say cocoa butter extended, right?
No pun intended.
Yeah, that's how we record.
Okay.
Let's say you get a cream to rub on your knees, and then we're not talking about like instant results, but gradually you begin taller and whatnot. Would there be an issue in you getting that cream and applying it to your knees?
Yes. Okay. So, the old me would have bought that cream. Yeah, would have applied that cream. Why would the old me have done that? Because the old me was insecure of his height. I felt less confidence when it came to my height. I had low self-esteem when it came to my height. Yeah. So the old me definitely would have bought that cream. But then what I've done now, I'm not exactly old. I'm only in my late 20s. Technically, I would still want to be tall. But what I've done is, no, I've accepted that. And I've told myself that, no, I'm okay. My height is fine.
No, okay. So,
then I
so are you saying there would have been an issue in you getting that cream and applying it to your knees? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That would have been an issue.
Okay, so...
No. Yes or no?
But I think
it's difficult.
The difference might be that scenario you're making a physical permanent change, whereas makeup is not a permanent thing. Well, obviously in this day and age, it's becoming a permanent thing. You can get permanent makeup. So that for me, that's a different ballgame. That's now physical alterations that can't be reversed.
So I get the fact that in the example we're discussing, it would be permanent change, right? But the point I'm making is that they're both cosmetics, right? It's not like one is surgery and one. So they're both cosmetics items.
But you're not going to get shorter,
they're both
right?
beauty items.
But you're not going to get, unless you're saying that height just lasts a day and then by night.
No. Yeah. So that's the difference. But I'm saying put that difference aside and just consider the similarities to get the point I'm trying to make. To say that this is a cosmetic item that you can apply on your knees in order to address a shortcoming, I guess I can say, or something that you can change about yourself that you're able to with cosmetic lotion. Yeah. So my question is, what I want to understand is there something wrong in me applying cream to my knees that will make me taller?
Yes.
And if there's something wrong, I want to understand why is that wrong? Because that's the heart of
the discussion,
what I'm trying to get to.
Yes. Yeah, for me, like I said, I'll try to articulate this as simply as I can. It's about the motives of doing something. And the motive of me applying that cream is because I feel inadequate with my height. I feel
inadequate with what God created.
Yes. I feel
Okay.
I feel I'm not content. I'm not satisfied. So it's almost like the LGBT community saying I was born in the wrong body. It's almost like going to that nature. Yeah. God, you made me the wrong height. God, you made me the wrong way.
Okay.
I'm not okay with this. I'm not happy.
But
I need to
Can I
be
challenge
taller.
that a little bit? Go on, Fatah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say, obviously, I can only speak for myself. I wouldn't say sometimes when I wear makeup, I'm saying, God, you didn't make me right. You didn't make me pretty. Obviously, one of the answers in the poll was it enhances certain things. So I'm comfortable not wearing makeup. Like I said, I rarely wear makeup. My default setting is what you see now. When I wear makeup, a lot of the times it's special occasions, and for me, it's because I want to make an effort. I want to look different to the daily norm. For example, if you're going to a banquet, you're not going to wear the clothes you wear to work. You're going to make an effort. So for me, spending that extra 30 minutes getting ready is me making that effort for that specified event. If I had to go without makeup, I don't think it'll be a case of, for me personally, I'll still be fine. I'll still be comfortable. But sometimes it's women just making that extra effort. The way guys will get their hair trimmed and their beards done because, you know, they're going to an event. It's the same way women are going to get their eyebrows done. They're going to put a bit of lipstick on because that's also making an effort to look suitable for the event, to look presentable for the event. Are you not going to look presentable without makeup on? Absolutely not. And I suppose that's just preference and personal choice. And I think also my issue at the minute is the amount of makeup that's being encouraged to be worn, because makeup is now no longer about enhancing features. It's about actually changing and contouring your face to something that maybe it's not even, and almost fooling the world. Because sometimes when people take off their makeup, it's like, oh, who's that? You're a whole people.
You
people
were
are
Grace, now you look like Jack.
people are
What happened?
a whole different person. But then I don't know if there is any campaign on anything that can be done to ever change it, because at the end of the day, the makeup industry is $100 billion industry. They make about $100 billion a year. Ain't nobody trying to find a campaign to stop people wearing makeup.
I mean, I guess maybe this is why it's a question that keeps coming up, and I guess it's one of those questions that has no definitive answer, especially in the Christendom.
But it does. I guess it does, because even if you go in the Bible, like even the women adorned themselves, didn't they? Like if you look at people like Queen Esther and stuff like that, there's passages that just talk about how they got ready. So it wasn't just a case of bathing, putting your clothes on and off you go. They were using lotions and creams and stuff to beautify themselves. So I would say maybe, like I said, maybe we've taken it too far. We've pushed the boat out a bit too far in the techniques we're using, the products that we're using to become maybe what we're not, because, you know, people sometimes use makeup to change their skin tone, this, that, and the other. But biblically, women did take the time to beautify themselves for special occasions, beautify themselves to look presentable in front of a suitor. So obviously it doesn't say lipstick in the Bible, it doesn't say blusher, it doesn't say powder, but I would imagine it would have been stuff to that extent. Like if you look at the Egyptians, for example, they would have probably had their own way of doing makeup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So from what you're saying, then I'm gathering you saying that makeup is fine for Christian girls.
I think makeup is fine for Christian girls used, and I don't know if sensibly is the right word, used moderately and modestly. And I think when it comes to beauty and showing yourself off, Christianity has always been about modesty, moderation and modesty. Even the way we dress, we're meant to be modest. I would imagine our makeup is meant to look to do the same, to still be modest to an extent.
So talking to a 16-year-old Christian girl who's asking this question, how would you define that? Because
I would.
They need to understand what's modest and what's not.
In the simplest way, I would say you still need, first and foremost, you still need to look like yourself.
Okay. In terms of, so like I'm just trying to think of makeups that make you not look like yourself, and then I realize
no, you can.
I'm
You
out
can,
of my comfort zone.
you can. This
I don't know
is
any
what I'm
makeups.
saying. So
The eyes.
Okay, you've seen me do my makeup.
Yeah.
There are times where I've got makeup on,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, "Whoa, that you've got makeup on," because I look like a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are times where I've got makeup on, but it's a subtle makeup.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mascara here, a bit of color here, but it's not in your face. Like there's makeup that you do that screams, "Look at me."
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this makeup so you can look at me. You can look at me and say, "Whoa, okay, you've done your makeup." And women will probably refer to it as a face beat. You've beat your face for the gods. That's the saying. You beat your face for the gods. Like there is no everybody looking at you. There's no doubt.
Do you know where that comes from?
What?
I'll let you know later on.
Beat
Carry
your
on.
face for the gods.
Yeah.
I actually don't know. But
I'll let you know. Ladies and gents, if you're listening to us, thank you very much. We appreciate your listenership. We do ask that you subscribe to YouTube if you haven't done so already. That helps tons. And yeah, share it with a friend. You know, if you're listening, I'm sure there's someone that you think they might also enjoy our conversations.
or no.
Share it with a friend. We're here every Thursday and going forward on some other days as well. So we have, basically we have loads in store for you guys. So subscribe, follow, like, all that good stuff.
Comment.
You will not be disappointed. So let me throw it to Pro Nick then, because obviously you were talking at the beginning, but then just to say your position clear and then make your point. Do you think it's okay for Christian girls to be wearing makeup?
I think it is okay for them to be wearing makeup, yes, but it's a big but. And for me, it's one of them ones where if I was raising up daughters, as long as they're under my roof, I would be like, no makeup. And the reason why it's like that is because what we have to understand and appreciate and accept is the fact that we put makeup on to make ourselves look better, right? So already that means that you are not okay with the way you look. So
Okay,
that's
can
my
Can
problem.
I stop you there for a second?
Yeah, go on.
Two things I want to say before you come back in. Firstly, as long as they're under your roof. So if they stay in your roof until 18, they're not wearing makeup until they're 18. But this is something that is okay for them to do.
Yes, okay. So
Okay, no. That's fine.
Hold on,
Yeah, hold on.
The second point is more important.
Let me-
hold on.
Let me
That
caveat,
was a
let me
throwaway.
caveat before you. I
Okay.
think we also have to be mindful that there's a demographic of women that will not leave the house without makeup. I think that's a problem in our society because, like we said, everybody's created with their own unique beauty. If we all looked the same, the world would be a problem. I think if I was raising girls, I would be happy if I knew they were just as comfortable and confident going out barefaced as they are going out in makeup. I think the issue is when women don't feel like they're presentable, acceptable, beautiful, confident without anything on their faces. That's my issue. I think that's where the problem lies. But if you can reach a balance where either of those two things don't... There's people that would rather be late to work than show up without makeup on. Listen, if I'm running late, some days I'll just shake my head and I'm get in the car and off I go. Because I praise God, I've reached that level of confidence where like I feel fine. You can look at my face with my glasses on, with my makeup on, without my makeup on. I'm comfortable. I'm Gucci. But I think there is that where there's people that won't leave the house without any makeup on whatsoever, because for them that's just, how can I present myself to the world without this on my face? So if my daughters ever reach that phase, then I would say, as a parent, I haven't empowered them. I haven't allowed them to understand the beauty God has bestowed upon them, even without makeup.
And to be honest, I think that balance you're talking about, that balance is a lot more harder to achieve once you go down the makeup route. Yeah, it's really hard because unfortunately, what makeup teaches is exactly what we are saying. Why is it giving you confidence? Why do we call it confidence boost? You know, why is it raising your self-esteem? Why is it's doing all this? Because the point is that actually the way you were born, that's not the height of your beauty. So if you're gonna look top notch, if you are going to a special event, to a ball, if you are going to a wedding, all these special events, making an effort. I was interested to hear that defining making an effort is putting makeup on.
No,
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
But then as a male, yeah? When you're going, let's say you've been invited to a wedding, don't you go for a haircut?
No, I do.
I
do. I'll go for a haircut.
Why?
Why did you go for a haircut?
On that point. So, and that's the second point I wanted to go to. So, the question Fatsana is asked. So, as a guy, you go for your haircut. You do your trimmings, your shape ups and everything. Are you not doing that to look better?
Yes, you are. But
so then,
notice something. I'm not adding anything to my face.
No. Hang on. So we're looking at the intention.
Yeah.
So the intention is to look better.
Yes.
Yeah? So hang on. Let me ask a question. You it's still you. I want you to come in. But so is there a difference between a guy going for a shape up, getting their beard done, going home, showering, putting their lotion on and everything, in order to look better, or a girl putting on, or let's say mascara or something, or eyeliner? No, what's the thing that goes on your eyebrow?
Eyebrow pencil.
Okay, that's not a creative name. Eyebrow pencil, right? Or let's say a girl filling in. Let's be personal. Our little sister, she has no eyebrows. Yeah. So, is there a difference between
people?
Is there a difference between me going to a barber, getting my hair done and everything, whatever? I'm like, okay, yeah, you look great. Or our little sister putting on her eyebrows, saying, oh yeah, you look great, and going out the door. Is there a difference between those two actions?
I don't know if there's a difference or not, but I'm gonna address what you're saying like this, right? Let me take a woman for example.
Well, right? How can you say, let me take a woman for example? We're talking about
the only thing. Makeup is not the only thing that a woman can do to beautify herself, to enhance herself.
What else can she
do? Okay, going back to my base answer, I'm saying that no, makeup is not a problem. Yeah, but I'm saying that the reason why I'm pushing on I wouldn't endorse it is because I'm talking about the simplest kind of makeup. Yeah, I'm talking about the same thing that a guy can do, a woman can do. You can put your lotion on. Yeah, you can put your Vaseline or lip gloss on. You can do your hair. Yeah, and then you can buy yourself the nice dress. You can spray yourself on. You can look absolutely amazing without having to put layers and layers and layers on of mascara or even fake eyelashes or even draw yourself, draw stuff.
Yeah, but you're talking the extreme. We've also discussed that there's minimal makeup as well. Are you just saying no to makeup full stop?
No, I mean, Fatsani, I keep saying that I'm not saying no to makeup.
You're not saying no to makeup, but there's a big caveat, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm addressing the caveat that you've brought in.
Yes.
So we agree. You're saying makeup is fine as long as they're not under your roof, so they can be 24 and never having touched makeup. So you're saying, makeup is fine.
I say that in a dramatic way. They will, but what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to get across is actually half of what Fatsani was saying. That I would want to raise children, women, daughters who were confident in their looks, who did not think that their top notch when going to a ball is putting stuff on their face. You see, that's what I'm trying to aspire to. And for me, that is the problem of the society, because unfortunately, I'm talking about freeing ourselves from the mental slave of our women thinking that makeup is what makes them look their best. I'm talking about freeing ourselves from that mental slaveness.
Okay, gonna challenge it a little bit.
Go
right?
on.
And I find this topic very interesting. To be honest with you, I didn't think I was gonna be this interested in makeup. To be honest, when makeup came up, I was
you see, tomorrow he's got his mascara.
Honestly, when makeup came up, I was like, okay, it's something that's came up, so we need to address it. But when I started thinking about it, I was like, actually, there's actually a very interesting conversation here. Because, okay, I think most people can agree that a guy looks his best when he's in a 3-piece suit. Yeah? I think most people look at a guy in a 3-piece suit.
If we're talking about formal wear. Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
So just the standard of
No, yeah. Because
because if the attire was, or the formal, the dress code was casual.
No, we're just saying in general.
Okay, hang on. Yeah.
If you put 10 men casual to 3-piece suit and asked people to decide which one of these men is best dressed here. We're saying most people will pick the guy in the 3-piece suit.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
Okay,
Proceed.
right. So then, right? Yes or no? Yeah, I just want yes or no's from both of you. Yeah. So yes or no? It's a fact that you look better in some things than you do in other things.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. So then, if my intention is to look the best, yeah, and every day I'm wearing 3-piece suits because I want to look and feel my best, is there an issue in that?
No.
And my intention is to look and feel my best. Yeah. So then, why is that not an issue? Firstly, address that. Why is that not an issue?
Because we've defined that looking your best for a man is, in this example, when a guy is in a 3-piece suit. So if I want to look my best, according to the society, if I want to look my best, I need to go get myself a 3-piece suit. So no, that's why I'm saying no, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so there's nothing wrong with it because as a society, we've agreed upon.
Yes.
And this is completely different conversations. So this is a quick side note, nothing to do with what we're talking about here. But I was thinking the other day, you know what? I think there's actually like innate standards of what looks good and beauty that even outside of cultural norms, I think a lot of people can agree this is good, this is bad. This looks good, this looks bad, right? But that's besides the point, right? So you're saying it's not bad because as a society, we've agreed that a man in a 3-piece suit looks his best, right? So as a society, we've agreed that a woman with makeup on looks her best. So why is it bad in the situation where a woman wears makeup in order to look her best, but it's not bad in a situation where a man wears a 3-piece suit in order to look his best?
I absolutely love that question. That's a very good question.
Then answer it.
So here's the thing. If we were sitting here discussing the origins of dressing, where 3-piece suits came from, should men be wearing 3-piece suits and stuff like that, we would go into that, and I'm sure we could come to an agreement whether that's okay or not. But we are discussing makeup, right? So unfortunately, I've been forced to have to look into makeup, look at the origins of makeup, look at why makeup is such a big thing in our society now, look at why women like to put makeup on, and then I'm drawing my conclusion based on that.
Okay, so enlighten us then, because you're telling us your conclusion without explaining where it's coming from.
Okay, so for starters,
that's why there's a lot of challenges.
my conclusion.
So enlighten us on what's led you to your conclusion, so that we understand.
So first and foremost, it's what I've already been saying. Yeah, because it's a confidence thing. It shows lack of confidence, and for me, that's a problem.
But in my argument, my argument, me wearing my shirt versus my 3-piece thing, can you not say it shows a confidence thing? I feel more confident in my 3-piece suit. Then to your point, that's wrong. I should feel confident when you're going in my t-shirt.
Let's say you're going to a job interview, right? You're not gonna wear jeans, a t-shirt, and your flip-flops. You're gonna wear a suit because it makes you stand different. It makes you stand different. When you walk into that interview, you already want people to know that, you know what, this guy has come with confidence. I'm just using the examples of an interview. Even there are certain, I'm sure there's been research in it. There's some clothing when you wear, you stand different. Your posture changes because you feel a certain level of something. That's fine, is it not? You're not, like I said, you're not going to go to an interview in your worst clothes. You're going to go in your best clothes for that very reason. Is it wrong for people to want... Because we're not saying people's confidence is in the pits until they put makeup on.
No,
what we're saying is it's a confidence boost. So
it makes you feel better. It's like coffee in the morning.
There are some times where...
It gives you a lift. It gives you a boost.
You're going to be amongst just your friends. That might be... That's okay. You're going to be in a large crowd. You know what? I need just a boost of confidence. Let me put a bit of makeup on. Is there something wrong with that?
If I wanted to be very, very difficult, I would say that based on what you've said, then I'll say that yes, there's a problem with that man, right? Now, I'll say that there's a problem with that man because the source of his confidence is outwardly. Then I would say that then he has work to do because he should feel confident with or without that suit. If I found it to be difficult. I get what you're saying. That's why I say that if I found it to be difficult, that's where I would have to go down.
Okay, let me spin it really quick.
Hold on. Otherwise, I won't answer anything because you keep spinning, and then before you know it, I'm dizzy.
Well,
yeah.
you've answered.
So I want to go back to you were saying that, okay, what's led me to this thing, right? Now, biblically, there are not a lot of examples that actually talk about women, and I have to be very specific. We're talking about women of God and makeup. Yeah, there isn't a lot of scriptures on that. Right, there are a lot of verses that talk about adornment and things like that and whatnot. Two I can think of in particular. One, it's in regards to Jezebel. Three actually. Two is the prophetic woman that you get in Revelation. She was adorned with pearls and things like that and whatnot. And the third one, there's a passage in Jeremiah as well. But I think it's in a prophetic context as well. But it's addressing a people as a woman, and it was talking about. It actually mentions mascara. Funny enough. Put into the face and things like that. And then it actually mentions that your lovers have escaped you. So you can kind of like gauge the context there, right? Now, leaving the Bible aside, I'll come to that. Historically, from what I was reading, it was said that the reason why the OG makeup, we're talking about the brushes of the cheeks and the red lipsticks, it was to mimic the state of a woman when she's aroused. Right, so it's something that is there it's something that is to attract men. For example, yeah. It's so in a nutshell, it's enhancing your sexual appearance, basically. Yeah, all these which I would not associate with women of God. Right now, fine, fair enough. We can argue that today that's not why women do it. Right. So let's fast forward to today then. Okay, what I'm seeing in that case is that actually we might end up in a situation where we're doing something that we don't really understand why it was done in the first place, or the actual meaning behind why that was done in the first place. Now we've normalized it and it's normal, and it's become so normal to the point where now it's like, well, what is wrong with that? Yeah. So this is why I was saying that for me, it's more to do with free. Okay, there are a lot of things that in this society, I mean, I'm not gonna go off track, but Andrew Tate likes to talk about like the Matrix or whatever, the conspiracies. There are a lot of things that in this society now we have to free our minds to. And sometimes that starts with just questioning why. You see? So that's why I say that if I found it to be difficult, I will ask why to that man. Because you're not going to get a verse in the Bible that says that a man looks best in his three-piece suit. But it's a fact that he does, you know? So we can question these things and judge them and see whether they are okay or they're not okay. So when it comes to makeup, what I'm saying is that the history of makeup, both biblically and historically, it's not something that is of God, right? Now, I get it. Okay. I get it. And that's why I'm saying that my answer wasn't no. Okay? So I get it. So you can put your lipstick if you want, your whatever. But then for me, the motive now becomes important. Yeah. Okay. The motive becomes important.
So what's the right motive and what's the wrong motive? So because I was talking about motive to begin with.
Yeah. So the right motive for me would be, again, I'll touch on what Fatsani was saying. You're going out or you're going to work. It doesn't have to be a special thing or whatever. You know, you want just to put a bit of I don't know how I can phrase
why?
This.
That's the motive.
Sorry.
Yes. So
the same reason why I would put lotion so that my skin is not cracked. Yeah, so that my skin is not dry. The same reason why I would put lotion.
Oh, no, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I asked why prematurely. Okay, so say what you're saying again. So you're going out. Continue from there.
Yeah. So what I'm really focusing on.
No. You continue from what you're saying.
Me, so I need to. I need to backtrack to get to what I was saying.
No, hang on. So let me tell you what you're saying. You're explaining that the motive is what matters. So I want to understand what a right motive looks like and what the wrong motive looks like.
Okay, fine.
Because just before you carry on, just as a disclaimer, because at the end of the day, this is what the conversation boils down to, right? So if we're gonna say it's the motive, we need to be clear about what the right motive is and what the wrong motive is. Because otherwise, we'll just be like the 100 of blogs that just say nothing, right? So right motive of a Christian girl wearing makeup. What does that look like?
Am I allowed to dismantle what I've just said? Okay, no, there is why I'm asking.
When you were building, I was like, he's building his prison here, but let's go. No, I was watching the thing, so I was like, okay, let's go.
I'm not dismantling a lot. What I want to dismantle is maybe saying that yes, it's okay. Maybe that's what I want to dismantle. Yeah, in an ideal world, Pronic, you have the powers. You can shape the world however you want. What I want is Christian men that are looking at women's true beauty, whether it's inwardly or outwardly, right? Christian men, Christian men that are being brought up not to affirm, not to think of a woman's beauty as that of when she has makeup on. You see? So what I'm trying to say is this. Okay. I'm not saying that there's an equation to say that a woman is forced because. No.
Sorry, Prone.
But I don't think anybody raises.
Can I just stop you there for a bit? Because you still haven't answered the question, which is what I want to get to. So you said your answer to is makeup wrong for Christian women was no, but a big caveat. So I want to understand motivation. What is the right motivation for a Christian woman to wear makeup? That answer that question, because that's where I'm at the moment.
Okay, fine. Let me answer your question.
Yes, please.
Yes.
I retracted that.
You don't need to say
I
let me answer your question.
No
Okay.
to yes.
Not yes.
Yes.
So you're saying
I'm saying now I'm saying that yes, there's something wrong with Christian with women wearing makeup.
So what
With
you're saying?
women
So
or
what you're
Christian
saying?
women?
Women, Christian women.
Yeah, I mean,
women in general.
We're concerned with our whole minute. So what you're saying is that for you, Christian women should not wear makeup.
Yes.
Okay, and why is that? In a sentence. Why should Christian women not wear makeup?
It is of Jezebel. In a sentence. You said in a sentence. That's the best
Okay,
sentence I can
fine.
put.
So let me go back to what you said then. You said that in the instances of makeup where Jezebel, blah, blah, blah. But does the Bible show that women of God were not wearing makeup? Does the Bible show us that? Our answer, no, it doesn't.
Oh, hold on. What was your question? Does the Bible
show us that women of God were not wearing makeup?
No, it doesn't. Just like it doesn't show us that they were wearing makeup.
Exactly. So therefore, then we cannot conclude that the Bible is anti-makeup.
It depends on how you want to go down that route. Because I always argue, right? The fact that is showing us connection between women who are not of God and these kind of dressings and adornments and things like that, I say there's a reason why it's doing that. There's a reason why we don't ever see Mary with makeup or
are we saying
the
words like adorned are not used when it comes to describing women of God?
No, that word is, but in the context, he
but
got
that's what I'm saying.
No.
That's why I gave the example earlier of like Queen Esther. There's a whole passages of her adorning herself ready. Do we know what that looked like?
But we are talking about makeup though.
But she was getting ready as a woman. She was getting ready. She was putting on her
in
lotions
that case,
and potions.
In that case, he is right in the sense that we can't say either or.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
all I'm saying is that observation, right?
Yeah.
We observe certain things in the Bible. Yeah. Observation.
So what are we observing?
I'm observing that the times that makeup in particular has been brought up
in those words, makeup.
In those words, in the face painting words,
yeah.
It's been to do with women who are not of God or in a context not of God.
And has it been to suggest that this is bad?
No.
So then,
no.
I think it's fair to say that we can't use that as a springboard to make conclusions.
You can't. I can. Because it's about observing.
But why can you?
Because it's okay. It's essentially.
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
You've spoken, so let me have my turn to speak now, right? Okay. So yes, here's where I agree with you, right? That the few times where we see something that we kind of keen to make up explicitly mentioned, face painting, shaping your eyes, etc., has been in the context of Jezebel, for one. Which I think we all know Jezebel was not the greatest of women. I guess it depends where you're standing. Some people would say she's a great woman. I guess it depends where you're standing. And secondly, in terms of prophecy, in prophetic women, right? And so then, I would suggest, or I would say that, yes, it has been used in that to show overindulgence, to show a state of godliness, in terms of something that's gone too far. What did I say? Godliness. Godlessness. Yeah. In terms of a woman who relies on her looks more than she does on God, who relies on her beauty more than she does on integrity, who relies on her sexuality more than she does on her spirituality, who relies on outwardly things more than she does on inwardly things. Yeah. So that's what I would say. That's what those examples are showing.
No arguments to that.
Right?
No arguments to that. Go.
That's definitely going to be a short.
Right? thinking the same thing you are. I wanted to jump in, but I was like, no, let me have the sentence.
Right. Anyway.
Relax on sexuality, spirituality. Yeah.
Oh, I'm surrounded by more. Okay. So the point is, right? I know the scenarios you're talking about, right? And I would say that that's communicating a message. Now, in the prophetic sense, that's talking about the woman as a church. So obviously, you can add to that what the church looks like, what they're doing, etc., right? In the context of Jezebel, we know Jezebel was a person, but she also represents a symbolic, people, body, whatever, right?
A prostitute.
And what I would say is that the Bible is very clear on the focus where women have to put their focus on, right? It's very clear to say that it's not the outward, it's the inward, right? However, in the Bible prescribing, it's warning women that make sure your worth is not on the outward, but it's on the inward, right? But in all those warnings that the Bible gives, and please correct me if you can think of one that I've missed. In all those warnings, I don't read the Bible saying, do not braid your hair.
Neglect the physical.
I don't read the Bible saying, do not wear nice clothes or do not put on gold rings or anything. It's saying, do make sure your worth is not in your braided hair. It's not in your nice clothes. It's not in your adorning and everything else as well. It is where it matters the most. Yeah. So
can I pause you there?
Yes.
Yeah. Literally, from the time that you started speaking to where you are now, I can't disagree with anything of what you said, which is why my initial answer was on motive. Because that inward you're talking about.
But you didn't give the answer on the motive.
The reason I had to speak is because you still hadn't answered my question.
What that motive is.
Because
it's what he's just said.
But that wasn't your answer. That's why we're here.
Let me answer the question, which was a surprising question for me. Because like I said, I never gave makeup much thought. But once I did, I was like, you know what? From what I can see here, I don't see an issue with the woman wearing makeup. In fact, I actually do not see. Okay, my biggest issue with makeup was when it gets creative, right? When all of a sudden your eyes are pink and sparkly and blues and white, and your lips are an odd color and whatnot, and all of a sudden you have weird things up your cheek, and I'm like, what the hell is that? That was my biggest issue with makeup.
But even that is not an issue.
In certain context. So for example, if you're going to like a wedding or a ball or something, that is dressing up. That is dressing up for the ceremony. That is dressing up for the event that you're going to or whatever. That is your costume, quote unquote. You're putting on your costume. For me, is as long as your worth is not found in that. So going back to your motive thing, I 100% agree with that. If you're
how can you agree with a point? You were
No, he
no,
agreed.
I was digging for your answer because you weren't giving me an answer.
The answer of motive, the motive.
I agree that the
He
motive.
was asking for an example.
I didn't have an example.
No.
All I had was the answer, motive.
So I'll give you an example. Yeah, if a girl is, and I guess it's my first time I'm saying, if a girl is putting on makeup because she feels like, I have to hide this spot, or people cannot see this, or blah blah blah, and for her, that's where her beauty comes from. For her, that's where her self-worth comes from. Yeah, there's an issue there. Yeah. However,
offbeat POV, I feel robbed. I feel robbed today.
However, this is the answer that you failed to give, which is what I was saying. When is the right motive? Yeah, I'm saying that if she's doing it purely for the fun, the ceremony, the what's the word, extravagance of it and whatnot, I said crack on. I was like,
go
honestly,
look like a clown.
Sorry?
Go look like
a clown. If you're going somewhere where everyone looks like a clown, and that's the point of the event, honestly, and this is a surprising answer to myself, honestly,
would you say the same?
I don't see the issue. So
would you say the same for daily makeup that just enhances one's beauty?
No, because there's no ceremony there, there's no event there, there's no.
So saying unless you're going to an extravagant event, don't put on makeup.
No. What I'm saying.
So let's say I was one for makeup, and every day when I go,
nobody's gonna be right today.
Everyone
is getting grilled.
When I go to work, every morning I put on mascara, a bit of blush, a bit of lip gloss on my lips.
Why do you put on mascara, blush, a little bit of lip gloss on your look?
To look presentable. I'm not saying I can't go without
fine.
that.
I'm okay with that.
But that's just to look presentable for work. Maybe where I work there's a formality element
for me,
to it.
I akin that to me putting on lotion. No, better, putting beard oil in my beard. Or putting beard. I put beard oil in my beard so that it looks better. And better is glossier. In the sun, you can actually see it glosses a little bit. So is that not that's my question though? Is that not the same thing?
I really don't know. I really don't know. However,
instinctively, we think beard oil and makeup are two different things. But what is the point of that? So that my beard looks better.
I was watching something where someone was making the argument that you can't compare women's makeup. If you're gonna compare women and men, men you'd have to talk about status, whereas women talk about makeup because
listen, in this day and age, some men have more beauty products than women.
Because even that being the case, but their point was saying that a woman it's all about your beauty in the face. The equivalent of that to a man is status, basically. Yeah?
Maybe it used to be, but the equivalent of that in men still to this day is still
So,
the physical.
I get that, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that. So that's why I keep saying that the
discussion.
examples you keep giving about where a man wearing a suit, a man doing his beard, a man doing a shape up, I don't know that. I don't know if I can say that's an equivalent to what we're talking about.
Find us as always on Instagram, offbeatpov, on YouTube, offbeatpov, and on TikTok, offbeatpov clips, and everywhere
else you can think of.
Evidently, it seemed like the makeup conversation was a lot bigger than I intended it to be. Because, to be honest with you, even I'm not satisfied with this conversation. I feel like it leaves a lot to be desired, and I'm sure our listeners will feel the same way as well. Which is great. Come back next time. Which is great. Come back next time. But yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I feel I can feel this being a boomerang. Something that's gonna come back, and we're gonna have to delve in a little bit more. But to bring everything to a head for today, right? So Pronik whiffed for a little bit, but in the end he said no. He doesn't think makeup. He doesn't think Christian women should be wearing makeup. Why? Because he feels like that's them hiding features or putting on artificial beauty instead of being comfortable in their natural beauty. Yeah? Is that a fair summary?
That's the first fair summary I've ever gotten from you. Thank you very much.
Fatani says, yeah, it's fine for Christian women to wear makeup as long as they're not putting on makeup in order to hide certain things or whatnot
as a substitute.
If they are comfortable in their natural skin to go to work, go to shops, do everything that they can in their natural skin, if they're comfortable to do so, there just is no issue with doing makeup because of that confidence boost, that little bit of extra pep in your step. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's not a substitute for it, being barefaced. Fair enough.
And you're saying?
I'm more akin to agree with Fatani. I do think makeup should be reserved for the most ceremonial things that happen in life. Weddings, events, galas, etc., etc., etc. But in terms of everyday use, I think everything in modesty. I think that's no question. Everything in modesty. But Fatani's point being very important, as long as you're not using that to mask or to substitute, then I don't see an issue. However, I have a lot of questions in my head as well that we haven't got time to go into. But just before we finish, I want to tell you guys where the world thinks the origin of makeup is. So based on what they found and whatever says, they traced it back to as far as ancient Egypt, which is what Pronik mentioned a little bit, right? What I found interesting is that the ancient Egyptians actually believed that makeup was next to godliness and that it actually appealed to the gods and warded off evil spirits, which is why both males and females were wearing makeup, especially the ruling class. Because why? Obviously, if you're a king, if you're the pharaoh, you want God on your side, right? You want to be acting in whatever God you believe in. So they used to wear makeup and everything to appease the gods, ward off evil spirits, and everything else, right? real quick, do you think the origin of makeup should matter to Christians?
I
For
think
Christians? Yes or no?
I think the origin of everything that we do should matter.
I don't know about that. What do you
So
think?
yes.
Yes.